I hate harem series. Most of them are bland, boring, or overall just have a pretty simplistic plot. But the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You is probably the only harem series that I've actually enjoyed. And the fact that it hit top 10 on the manga that people want to see animated the most lets me know that I'm not the only one that shares this sentiment. So in this video we're gonna go through the manga, but first let me give you a little synopsis. Aijo experienced 100 breakups during junior high. While praying in a shrine, the god of love appears, saying that Aijo will meet 100 soulmates. If their relationship with him fails, all the girls will face an accident and die. Now it's a matter of love or death, and it's up to Aijo to decide. Before talking about the clearly weird series, let's go through the art. The art is absolutely amazing. Much like Oshinoko, this is a manga the two mangakas are collaborating on. One is working on the story and one is working on the art, and the art is absolutely amazing. While yes, it is in the most detail, I can't say this is my favorite, but it definitely is very good. Now, this series isn't a series that you read for the romance. Yes, I know it contradicts everything the harem stands for, but the one thing that this series has going for it is the comedy. It puts the main character in such extreme situations, and most of the personalities in this series are extreme to the point that you just have to laugh at it. For example, the reason the main character has 100 soulmates is because the god of love made a typo. And the fact that this is the reason the whole plot point of 100 soulmates is happening, it's just absolutely hilarious. Because not only did they make this moment hilarious, but this is probably the most important plot point of the whole series, because it's literally the reason this series is happening. Oh yes, this series has its fair share of fan service. Literally within the first 10 chapters, we got a pool/beach episode, and literally from the first panel in this chapter, the author is as shameless as one can get. But what I love about this series is super self-aware. There's a bunch of fourth wall breaks, and there's so many references to the point that someone had to make a whole Reddit post breaking down every single reference in this series. For example, do you want a Tokyo Ghoul reference? Chapter 1. Do you want a Superman reference? Chapter 14. Do you want a Legend of Zelda reference? Chapter 29. And these references don't even mention the fourth wall breaks that happen consistently throughout the series, which I absolutely love and makes this series extremely self-aware. Now, most of the characters throughout the series so far either have extremely bland personalities or super extreme personalities in one sense or another. For example, the first two soulmates that we meet were a yandere and a tsundere, and most of the time these templates of a character get pretty damn annoying, and I can agree with you 100%. But this series uses those gimmicks and turns them to 100, making them absolutely hilarious, because at the end of the day, this is more 3/4 comedy and 1/4 romance. And no, when I'm talking about the comedy, I'm not talking about you getting a Dave Chappelle special. However, you get the usual comical shenanigans that happens in anime or manga, although that comedy sometimes takes this series to the deep end, and that's mostly involving the relationships. And I'm just gonna give you two examples. One relationship he has with a grandma, and the other relationship can make anybody from Alabama proud. And these relationships, I can 100% agree that these are absolutely weird. With harem anime or manga, they usually take two routes. The first route is a wholesome route that doesn't take advantage of fan service or anything like that, and the second route is the fan service route, where all you see is tits and ass, and that's literally most of the harems out right now. But 90% of the time, this series chooses the wholesome route, leading to most of the relationships not being that romantic, but just a nice combination of cute and comedic. Like, yes, you're gonna see some kissing throughout the series. Like, yes, you're gonna see some romantic advances. However, those romantic advances never overpower what the comedic moment has. Now, for a lot of people, I've been seeing this sentiment a lot. Most people don't like it as a manga, but everybody says that it's gonna be amazing as an anime. As I mentioned earlier, it got to the top 10 in the most popular poll when it comes to manga that you want to see animated. And to be more specific, it got number 8. Now, I generally think that this series can strive amazingly when it comes to the anime. It can come off as corny most of the time, absolutely, but as an anime, I generally think it's gonna be top 5 of the season that it comes out in. And the thing is, this series already has a pretty good initial fan base. By that I mean it has 8.3 thousand people on Reddit, and it already got an English translation with tons and tons of people already talking about it on TikTok. Now, yes, you might not be seeing a lot of people talking about it, but it's definitely popular as hell. And if an anime ever comes out of this, I can 100% see the popularity skyrocketing. Now, instead of going through the manga, because I personally don't like spoiling series too much, especially when they're brand new and just now got an English translation, let's go through all the soulmates that Rentaro has and the ones I want to see in the future. Kanojo no Hakari, Inda Karane, Yoshimoto Shizuka, Eiya Inano, Yakuzen Kusuri, Kanojo no Hahari, Haraga Kurumi, Eido Mei, Seto Iku, this long ass name that I would never get correctly, Kakure Meme, Inshio, Yamato Nadeshiko, Yasashiki Yamame, Momi Momiji, Yakuzen Yaku, Torotoro Kishika, Hidarui Ashi, and Uto. And there's obviously a bunch of other interesting characters that don't end up getting to be his girlfriend. So now this is the most degenerate you'll ever see me on this channel, the ones I'm expecting to see in the future. Someone that got isekai to the normal world. Just a normal girlfriend, you know, no tropes, no nothing, just someone normal. A goth girl, a gyaru, a teacher, a tomboy, and finally, but most obviously, a disgustingly addicted weeb. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think about this series. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Let me know, because I know this series doesn't exactly have the best reputation when it comes to the anime community. And yeah, deuces.